This conference will now be recorded.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Rajni Jain on behalf of agricultureinformation.com. I like to welcome you all to this online meeting. Please take a moment to review the guidelines for this online meeting posted in the chat window. I now request the moderator, Mr. Lakshmipati, to introduce the speaker and start the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rajini. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Lakshmipati and I will be moderating this meeting. Agricultureinformation.com likes to welcome into this meeting Mr. Mallinath Hemadi, the consultant at Namrata Agro Farm Foods Private Limited, Kalaburgi, Karnataka. Mr. Mallinath Hemadi will be speaking on the topic alternative farm inputs to chemical farming. I now request the speaker to begin.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody.
Very good afternoon.
So, alternative farm inputs when used in chemical farming. So today we will be talking on what are the alternatives to that we are usually using now. So now we have different types of input that we use from in the field. Like it starts with seed treatment, we use lot many chemicals. Nutrient supply like fertilizer, there are a number of brands or companies, and even in that like urea, DAP, MOP, and complex fertilizers. So next is insecticides. There are a number of insecticides and which are ruling the market, and even some insecticides have been banned looking into their looking into their uses and all. Insecticides, there are a lot many banned because of their side effects and all. There are a lot many insecticides which have been banned. And similarly with herbicides, is it some sound is coming? Hello, sound is from okay. Okay, right now it's okay.
Somebody in the name of admin, can you please mute your mic, please? Admin,
Now it's
Mr. Rajini.
okay. Okay, nice.
Yeah, please.
So there are a lot many fungicides that are being used and viricides for virus and all, and even herbicides. So these are all now in present scenario farmers are buying from the market. If you look into the history of India and across globe, India was a very pioneer in farming, and we used to export lot many products from India, and because of which India was invaded by lot many countries. During age-old days, we are producing very good quality and good quantity of food products without any using anything buying from the market. So we had a very deep knowledge with respect to production of all this. So now in this session, we'll try to understand what are the alternatives for all these things which are being used in present situation. So like for seed treatment, we have a number of like Bijamrita is everyone commonly known people because of that ZPNF and all those things. Everyone is aware of Bijamrita. Otherwise, cow urine and cow dung, a lot many people use it, and even buttermilk is also used. So some to list Amrutpani is used, how to make and all you understand, and some liquid for seed treatment, and Acarus calamus, a sweet flag or calamus based treatment and all. So to prepare Amrut Pani, we'll understand in each category one or two things, and this one. So Amrut Pani can be made at home using cow dung, honey, cow ghee, using the same proportion given in the chart, and mix all these ingredients and mix in 100 liters of water. So these can be if you are using seedlings or even tubers and all, you need to sprinkle this on those seeds. If you are using seeds like the red gram or jawar and all, so soak the seeds for 10-15 minutes, and you shade you dry them in the shade and use for sowing. So cow dung and honey cow ghee will all the characters that need to be given to seeds, like for a good better germination, resistance to the diseases and all. So these things will yield a good result. So similarly, one more thing, roots of ashwagandha. Ashwagandha we know is for medicinal purpose, but even for seed treatment also ashwagandha can be used. And there's one more plant called datura. So every commonly available plant. So 250 grams of fruits of ashwagandha. Fresh is good, otherwise also dry can be taken. So 50 grams of datura leaves when mixed in 1 liter of water. So again, same thing, soak the seeds for 1 minute or 2 minutes, and then dry them in the shade, and then use for sowing. So Bijamrita, most of you are aware of, like cow dung, lime, and cow urine and water. Usually, lime induces the drought resistance to the seeds, and cow dung and cow urine induces better germination and also disease resistance. So, for first tomorrow, if you are able to sow them, today what we need to do is you need to keep cow dung in a water tied in a cloth bag, cotton cloth, and dip in the water. And lime you also take 50 grams of lime in 1 liter of water separately, and cow urine keep it aside. And the next day morning mix all these three, like cow dung we need to press up and make throw the waste, and in the water the cow dung this remains of the cow dung will be got into water, and that plus the lime water plus the urine, you mix all these things and use for seed treatment. So if you are sowing, if you are with respect to seeds of red gram, jawar, green gram, or whatever, soak the seeds for 5-10 minutes and dry them under shade and use for sowing. If you are using seedlings, dip them for 1 minute. If you are using sugarcane or banana and all, so you dip the whole part of the like tuber part in banana or that one, and even in jawar, sorry, in the sugarcane, the stems, soak them and use for sowing. So this induces disease resistance and all. So there are another few things which can be taken. So similarly, next why and all will understand in the later part, because why organic, why this nutrient supply will at the end, because everyone is now, but this session will try to restrict to how to make and what and how to make. We should not feel that organic is not disease resistance cannot be developed through this, disease control cannot be done through organic, or insecticide cannot be controlled to organic, or nutrient cannot be supplied through organic. So in this section, all the 6 things whatever we mentioned first, those things we are able to make at the field itself using cow dung, cow urine, and the plants that we have in the field. So for nutrient supply, there are n number of, like Jivamrita, everyone is aware of, dry Jivamrita or Ghana Jivamrita, and even the waste that whenever calf takes the birth, so we get a liquid. So that liquid is also very good nutrient, and that if is stored and can be used for spraying purpose. So Panchagavya, vermi wash, fish tonic, and we'll understand some of this, how to use them, how to make. So Jivamrita, how to make Jivamrita is everyone aware. Just to know for understanding, cow dung is 10 kg, jaggery 2 kg, cow urine 10 liters, and flour of any pulse like chickpea, green gram, red gram, whatever, 2 kg, and water 200. So take 200 liters of barrel, put all this in the barrel, 200 liters of water, and some soil, handful of soil. So mix all these things for 3-4 days. So in clockwise direction, you need to circulate on a daily, rotate on a daily basis for 3-4 days. On the 4th or 5th day, it will be ready. So for this can be preserved for next 6 months or so. Only thing is whenever we get some, like we can add some jaggery to continue the longevity for Jivamrita. So this in whenever you want to spray to the soil application can be done. Even plant spraying for the plants also can be done. What usually we do is like 10 liters of water, 1 liters of Jivamrita mixed together and sprayed. So the content of all these things is given. Mix all these things in the 200 liters of barrel. Take 1 liter of this, put in 10 liters of water. You need to sieve them, then filter it. So you need 10 liters of water, spray using whatever normal sprayer you use. So if we take up the spray every 20 days, we feel that there is no need of any extra chemical fertilizer that we need to apply for soil or even whatever applications we do. So this even it can be applied even to soil also. If you repeat this every 20 days, it gives a very good result. So in jawar, you may have to take 3 sprays or 4 sprays. In red gram, you may have to take 7 sprays. In whatever in the sugarcane and all, it almost takes about 13-14 sprays. So this can be repeated on every 20 days. And now as a miracle has come, like from a product from Bansi Goshala in Ahmedabad, Gokrupa Amrita Jala. So they have come up with Gokrupa Amrita Jal that is being distributed like a curd. So whenever we want to make milk to curd, we put 1 spoon of curd and make the keep for a day, and that milk will be converted to curd. So similarly in that fashion, Gokrupa Amrita Jal, we need to collect 1 liter from the source where there is already existing. And as of now in Karnataka, almost every taluka Gokrupa Amrita Jal has reached, and a lot many villages the people are using, and very positive results are coming up, and you can see lot many videos in YouTube and all. So if you get 1 liter of Gokrupa Amrita Jal from wherever source which they have, we need to have 2 liters of buttermilk and 2 kgs of jaggery. So here buttermilk, we need to remember that this should be of a deshi cow and it must be a fresh 1 or 2 days. So 2 liters of jaggery, 2 kg of jaggery, 2 liters of buttermilk and 1 liter of Bokur Pampata Jal. So all these things you need to put in a 200 liters barrel, add 200 liters of water to it, stir daily for 5 days. So and from 5th day onwards it will be ready for use. So again same thing with respect to Jivamrita. Again this also take 1 liter of Bokur Pampata Jal, mix in 10 liters of water and use for spray. Even soil application can also be done in a similar way. So this contains beneficial microorganisms which help the plant to take up the nutrients from the soil, from the air, and take a good growth and all. Even to some extent, diseases are also being managed with respect to by using Gokur Pampata. And if we add some Gomutra in it, still better results we can get with respect to good health of the plant and good yield of the plant also. And this because this is very simple, because we need not buy anything from the market, and there is no for repeated buying, repeated purchase or something like that. Cow's buttermilk with that jaggery 2 kg and remaining 1 liter if you bring it, it's okay. And whenever if you feel that the 190 liters or 180 liters, if you use it, another 5-10 liters when it is there in the barrel, again put some 2 kgs of buttermilk, 2 kgs of jaggery and fill the barrel with 200 liters. So again it will be ready for use. So that means only once you will be bringing from the outside, and again it will be a continuous source for you, and even you can distribute to fellow farmers also. It's distributed free of cost, and you can also distribute free of cost to them. So one more thing that usually it's very good result that we have seen in the fish tonic, where fresh fish of may about 1 kg and jaggery 1 kg is required. So 1 kg fresh fish, even the left out of the fish is also okay. So 1 kg that fish and jaggery is 1 kg. Take this 2 kg in a glass bottle or a plastic bottle, keep for 1 month, mix it very well and keep it 1 month. Within 7 to 8 days, it gets a very good smell and it gets slowly decomposed and it becomes the smell of a honey and all. So in a month's time it will be ready for use. After 1 month, you take for every 1 liter of water, take 3 tablespoons of this.
Yes, Mr. Emadi. Mr. Mallimath. Mr. Malinath.
Mr. Lakshmipati, I'm checking.
Yeah, please.
Month, plants and fruits will be healthy. So this is cow dung and cow urine will be available. Lime is also very easily available. Jaggery is the one thing that we use in every this one input that we make. So these all things add value to the plant. So for by which the value of the cow also increases, because we stop reducing buying from the market. And there are many things again listed in the fertilizer also. So now we'll move to the insecticides. So there are here also there are n number of based on the plants, like based on the crop, based on the size, this one and all. But mainly we need to remember the few things. And first thing is birds and insecticide we should start using. So for which we need not buy birds and all, but what we need to do, you need to provide a place for the birds to have that nest and food for it. So for which we need to plant trees. Second is see that the water is available nearby for the plants, for the birds, so that birds start living in our locality, in our farm, so that our insects are also controlled. Earlier we have seen cases wherein earlier people used to take ducks and even poultry birds to control the crop pests in the chickpea, sunflower and all. So now that system may not be repeated, but at least if you provide these things, some normal bird that we get in field, they will help us to control the insects and all. So now to make them like what we buy from the market, similar to that, what we need to prepare is one is neem balm can be prepared using cow dung, cow urine and neem leaves. So 5 kg of cow dung, 10 liters of water, mix all these things and 200 liters of water for 48 hours, and then use this as a spray in 1 liter of this one in 10 liters of water can also be sprayed. So this is Panchpatta is a very effective insecticide that we have seen, and across many states people are using it. So we need to remember three principles to select a plant. Panchpatta means 5 plants, five leaves and 5 leaves. So how to choose these plants? Now for references, we have written some names like Vitex, Nigunda, Ipomacarna, Neem, leaves, custard apple, Pongamia peanut. If any one of this is not available, what to do? So we need to remember a thumb rule that a plant which is bitter in taste is used. So bitter in taste is Neem is used, Papaya is used, Pongamia peanut used, Amrutapalli is used. So these things which are second character is leaf that is not eaten by the cow. So whatever leaves is not eaten by the cow, that is selected. Like custard apple is not eaten, Vitex negunda is not eaten. So such plants can be taken. So third criteria is it should if the plant gives a milk when the leaf is cut and all, so that can also be used. So three thumb rule: one is it must be bitter in taste, or remember it's not and, it is or it must be not eaten by the cows, or it must give a milk when it cut. So any of this character is there, then select the plant of around 5.5 kg or so, then cow urine of 5 liters mixed in 12 liters of water. So 12 liters of water, 5 liters of cow urine, and 2.5 kg of all these leaves put in some container for 5 days, leave for 5 days. After 5th day, boil it to such an extent that it reduces to half. So if it is all put together, it will be 8 liters. See that it reduces to 16 liters, it is reduced to 8 liters. So then put this 8 liters, use
Mr. Malinath, we're not able to hear you anything.
Oh, we cannot hear.
Yes, Mr. Malinath, we're not getting any audio, please.
ready for use. It smells a very lot, very very.
Mr. Malinath, excuse me.
Yeah.
We had lost your audio maybe at some 2 minutes back.
Okay, I will just get it back.
Just 2 minutes talk.
Okay, I don't know, sir. I not changed anything. Now you're able to hear it?
Yes, we can hear.
Okay, I'll just get back to this. So we have started, to repeat Panchpatta, we have stopped hopefully, we'll repeat again for Panchpatta. So this is Panchpatta means 5 leaves, Patta means leaves, so 5 leaves you are using. So to select these 5 leaves, we need to remember a thumb rule. The first thumb rule is that the leaves must be in bitter taste, or it must have not eaten by the cows. The leaves should not be eaten by cows, or it must be milky. If you cut the leaves and all, the milk kind of thing should come out of the plant. So if any of these characters are there in that plant can be used to prepare this Panchpatta or any insecticide for that matter. So now we mix all these 5 plants in 0.5 kg each, cow urine of 5 liters and water of 12 liters. Yes, sir. You are able to hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
we are able to hear you now.
So keep this in 5 days to decompose. After 50 days, it will be total of 16 liters. Boil it to such a to reduce it to 8 liters. So once it reduces to 8 liters, it is Panchpatta insecticide is ready. So now we need to do is, now while spraying, you take half liter or 1 liter of this in 10 liters of water and use for spray. This is very effective insecticide in any of the vegetables, for any of the insecticides, even in the major crops like red gram, you have used it, green gram you have used. So any of the crops that even cotton you have used. So you use this and you can get the good results. And it's very commonly used in some of the villages in Bihar and all. So this is second insecticide is Dashparani. There we have used 5 use. Now it is Dashparani 10 leaves. So 10 leaves of the same thumb rule, you need to select 10 leaves that are locally available in your field. So it may be castor is used, papaya is used, custard apple, papaya, and all these things. So 5 liters of cow urine and 3 kgs of cow dung is used along with these leaves. So if we have green chili and garlic, it is better. Otherwise also okay. So now mix all these things, allow for decomposition 200 liters of water. So after 15th day, it will be ready. So after 15 days, again you filter it out and take 1 liter of this and put in 10 liters of water and use for spray. So any of the major insecticide can be controlled with this Dashparani. So these, apart from this Dashparani, Panchpatta, Neemban or birds, there are a number of things like papaya based insecticide, ginger based insecticide, turmeric based insecticide. So based on the availability of the plant, you can prepare this insecticide at your farm at some ratios and you can use. So I put majorly few things here for presentation. So next is in fungicides. So fungicide is cow milk and pepper. Pepper is a very good fungicide mixed in 5 liters of cow's milk, 200 grams of pepper in 2 liters of water. Boil them to reduce it to 1 liter, and then it can be sprayed in mixing it this to 1 liter in 200 liters of water. So this is very good and very easy to make and quickly available. You can make it immediately. So milk here refers to cow's milk. So other things like one more, even there are many things in fungicide also. Even bitter buttermilk is also very good fungicide. The age old, like 1 month old, 15 days old, even 1 year old buttermilk that we keep for aside and use it for the same 1 liter of buttermilk in 10 liters of water. It is also controls lot many fungal diseases. So coming to this, sorry. Sorry, sir, I don't understand. Okay. So then, viricide, like to manage virus. Usually, we feel even in chemical management also to manage virus, we don't have any very good chemical to control virus and all. We only try to manage the host. So here in this one, bougainvillea leaves can be used in 1 liter of water to prepare this viricide. Boil 1 kg of bougainvillea leaves in 10 liters of water, and after boiling, add 1 liter of cow's milk, then mix well. So filter it and add water to make it to the 200 liters and use for spraying. It can be used for even the seed treatment and also to manage the viruses. So next is turmeric powder is also very good fungicide. So turmeric powder 2 spoon in garlic punful and put 2 spoon of turmeric powder in 500 ml of water, mix well and boil well. After cooling, add 1 garlic chutney paste and mix well. Filter it, add to 1 liter of water and spray. It's also very good effective against viruses and all. So usually in chemical, as I said, there is no very successful this one, but here we are used in papaya mosaic virus. We are controlled using buttermilk also. Bitter buttermilk is also very good for viricide also. So these things can be made at home anytime and can be used. So coming to herbicide, last session we took, we believed that weeds are not unwanted plants, they are less wanted plant, and we need to have them. But now there is no need to kill them. But when chemical herbicides have come up in the market, so we need to find an alternative to kill the weeds even in organic way. So organic way, there are 2 herbicides that farmers have come up. So that has been proved very well with respect to the result and all. So cow urine 2 liters, salt, normal salt that we use, table salt 3 kgs, and water that is 8 liters. So mix all these things and use for spraying in the plant on the weeds, and the weeds get destroyed.
There are a quick question here.
So see, we need to see that the crop is not sprayed, because crop also gets damaged with this herbicide. And the results are awesome. People have come up with a good feedback on this. So next is the herbicide. Second one, the IIT Kharagpur people have come up with. Okay, this collect all the weed plants that are available in your field, like roots, leaves, stem, and all. Wash and fry in the pan till it becomes a ash. So see that it becomes a ash on frying on the pan. To get 100 grams of this ash, to this 100 gram of ash, 500 ml of cow's milk and 100 grams of sugar need to be added. Keep this for 72 hours and stir it regularly. And after 72 hours, add this to 100 liters of water and spray on the weeds, and weeds get destroyed. So this is a very good result people have come up with in university. People have also said it that it is good. So herbicide.
Sir, a quick question. Sir, quick question. Is this our field has a lot of Parthenium, sir? Is this effective for Parthenium weeds
Yeah,
like Parthenium
is
also?
also effective. Another 2-3 minutes, I will complete it and we'll take the question, sir.
Okay. Sorry about
Okay.
that.
I will answer that another 2-3 minutes. I'll just complete my presentation. Another 2 slides. So cropping system for the pest management.
The request from me, let the speaker complete his talk, then we'll take up the question round. Okay, thank you. Yes, Mr. Malinath.
So these are, yeah, now right till now we have seen some insecticides, some pesticides, and some fertilizers and all. These things you need to and use like any other chemical pesticide that we are using. Only thing these are organic and we can know. But still, if you manipulate the cropping system, there are a lot many insects that we can control. So those things we need to understand whenever we are taking a crop. So if you are taking a papaya, we need to understand some crops which are suitable for papaya, like companion crop, pest controlling crops for papaya, and trap crop for papaya. If you are taking sugarcane, trap crop for sugarcane, companion crop for sugarcane. In that way, you need to understand. So some examples is, if you take garlic and tomato, the in diseases in both the, along with cabbage, reduces diamondback moth attack in cabbage. If you take up garlic and tomato in cabbage, the disease in cabbage, insect in cabbage can be controlled. Similarly, this carrot and onion, if you take up together, so there are no diseases for even carrot and onion also. So if you take up jawar shoot fly can be managed by growing garlic in jawar. So this is how we need to understand. So to manage white fly in tomato, we need to take onion as a companion crop will help. So similarly in sugarcane, shoot borer in sugarcane can be controlled by growing onion and or garlic in sugarcane. So then taking ginger as intercrop in like crops like coconut, arecanut, chili, so some things can be done. And NIPHM in Hyderabad has come up with a good books on this for every crop, individual trap crop, insect controlling this one and all. So majorly, if you thumb rule again, we need to remember is this marigold kind of flowers which are there. They will help to control plant insects in a larger quantity. And even coriander will control lot many diseases in lot many crops. So we need to see that in every crop, if we are taking jawar, coriander can be taken. Even coriander helps to control weeds in some one of the weeds that we call in jawar. It's very problematic in weed jawar. So that is controlled by this coriander. So such companion crops we need to remember so that we can make positive impact or manage insects as well as pests using the cropping system, and also make some revenue out of the crops. Then why we need to do? So already everything is going smooth, like everyone is cultivating, we are buying fertilizer from the market and all. It's now organic farming versus chemical farming is one of the debate that we need. Is it the really work? Because there are a lot many discussions. As I'm a pro organic person, that definitely organic farming is good for me against chemical farming. But still then there are the studies and there are some people who say organic farming is also dangerous in the long run and that will create a problem in future, creating imbalance and all. I don't know why, but still then the one is organic farming is good, trend is good, people are expecting it, and this one for a farmer point of view it is cost effective. That's the one thumb rule why we need to go for organic farming. So imagine second thing, 71,309 crores being subsidy allocated for fertilizers in 2020-21 last year. So around this comes to be 1800 rupees per acre. So 1800 rupees per acre if is given to for cows and all, cow rearers and all, that lot many healthy for cattle can be maintained, out of which we can make a lot many pesticides, insecticides, and even manure also. Second impact will be on positive impact will be that we get a quality milk, because as a data says that 70% of the milk is adulterated in the market. I don't know whether it's true or not, but government official data says it. So now if that is the adulterated milk that we get, if you go for this organic farming, so this money can be utilized for the benefit of the farmer, and there again cows cattle can be increased. So this is all your money, that taxpayer money which is being spent. See, imagine even the half of this spent very productively for single year, we could go for organic. See, it's not, we have 64,000 odd villages in India. And in the half of this, like 50,000 rupees per village, if you are allocated for the production center, we have a plan of it. So if that is spent on one village on assets, not on liability, assets, then whole of the village can be converted into organic farming. So then total pesticide market in India is around 197 billion, like 19,700 crores, which could employ more than 1 million people in rural area if it is spent on, like if the farmer, one person need to earn around 2 lakh rupees per year. So 1 million people can be appointed or given an employment opportunity in village to produce only insecticide, pesticide only. So imagine the value of fuel burn. This is what the direct expenses that we are bearing. But indirect, imagine the fuel burn, roads needed to transportation of these pesticide, insecticides, godowns needed for transportation and storage of these chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Imagine the value of that we are spending on all these things, and the pollution that we are creating, and that pollution, that water being spoiled, polluted, and soil being polluted, and again we are trying to spending more and more money on regenerating water bodies or soil and all. So there's a huge vicious cycle they are getting into, and damage caused to environment, air, water, etc., which again money is spent to rectify all these things, is very costly affair. So now then it's not societal effect, but for our concern we need to go for organic farming. Once we go for all this making all, so preservation of biodiversity happens, environment gets protected, so employment created in rural area, cost of cultivation is reduced, and healthy food is produced for the farmer. Farmer gets a real independence. See, now we are dependent on the government to supply of the pesticides, supply of the fertilizers and all. So now based on the availability of the fertilizer, we are deciding the date of sowing. So now if we have only our own production centers, farmer gets a real independence. So then a plan that we started this year is to have one such production unit which could cost around 50,000 per village. So we thought, based on our book that I'm just mentioning in the next slide. So we have a book on this. So to produce all this insecticide and pesticide, we need around investment of 50,000 per village, which can be done on a community basis, or someone can invest and make a profitable venture. Selling even 10 rupees, 20 rupees liter, all these things can make a good amount. So it can give one person employment in the village, and organic farming can easily be promoted. We can do and now as Malinath and the individual or the team ourselves, we can get involved in making this a success story. This is our alternative to chemical farming book, wherein around 60 plus methods of making all these things are available. And this is in Kannada, where 70 plus things are available because it is recently updated. And there are a lot many literature also now being proved. And all these things were there in the literatures, we could not explore them because of whatever reasons. Now even foreigners have come up here and studied, and they're writing their books. And once we are referring their books, they have mentions that we have studied in India, like seed treatment with cow dung, cow urine, milk are also used for seed treatment, milk as a pesticide, buttermilk as an insecticide. So all these things are being used. So to conclude, what we say is prepare farm inputs at your field, procure less and prepare more. This is what to conclude. So now we can ask any questions if you have.
Thank you, Mr. Malinath, for an excellent and detailed, informative presentation. I now request the participants to ask their questions. We'll also be posting the speaker's contact details in the chat window, so that in case of necessity, the participants can directly contact the speaker also for any clarification. Now over to the participants. Mr. Malinath, can I request you to stop sharing the screen?
Yes, sir. Stop it, sir.
Yes, participants, please start asking your questions one by one. Who wants to ask the first question, please?
Sir, I'm not getting
Sir.
stop sharing. Pause.
Sir, can you hear us okay?
You are not able to? Yes. The first question is from Mr. Dayanand.
Okay, sir.
Sir, let me at the outset, apologize for interrupting you while you were presenting.
It's okay. It's okay. Please go ahead.
Sir, our field has a lot of Parthenian problem, and when you presented the herbicide slides, it shows some, promise. Is it
Yes,
really helpful
yes, sir. The
to
farmer
use?
was, yes, thank you, sir. And see, farmer who has done this experiment started with Parthenium only. So he has got a very good result on Parthenium. So extended this, the cow urine and the salt one that we had tried at Parthenium. It takes 3-4 days to get killed. Parthenium plant, cow urine, salt and water. And the second one is not, I have not seen the exact result, but the IIT Kharagpur people have done the result, this one research. And I hope that the principles of killing of weeds based on its own, like any vaccine kind of thing, that that if you use Parthenium plant for decompose and use it for spraying on the Parthenium might get killed. But the cow urine salt, I have used it personally and I know the result.
Thank
Hello,
you,
sir.
sir.
Mr. Dayanand, you are clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Very
thank
clear.
you. Next question. Mr. Sivasubramanian. Yes, Mr. Sivasubramanian, please ask your questions.
Good evening to all. So I'm happy to hear this Malinath presentation. He has done quite a lot of interesting research on this subject. Even then, for a broader understanding.
Can you please increase your volume, Mr. Sivasubramanian?
Yes.
Please increase your volume.
Excellent. Okay. So in order to get some clarity for all participants, I have two general questions. One is, the nutrients are the base for increasing the productivity and getting healthy and quality seeds and output. That is no problem in it. If so, why this organic technology adoption is not evenly possible to all as agriculturists in India? This is not available in all places very easily. One. Second question, how much percentage of these organic inputs are currently prepared and available to feed all the farmers in the state or country for various crop production? Because availability is also one of the important things. Thank you.
Sir, can you ask, I got the second question. First question, please repeat. Can you ask again?
First, nutrients are the base. If so,
yes,
why
sir.
this organic technology adoption is not evenly possible to all agriculturists in India?
Okay,
because
sir. I got it now.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay. So if you get into Indian history of agriculture and all studied by ICR only, there are literature, there are things that when foreigners came to India to say that Indian agriculture need to be improved and all, they give a right in documentation that the Indian agriculture we need not improve anything, and with the current situation, in the sense 200-300 years back, with the current situation, the agriculture can be sustained for another 10-20,000 years without any addition of fertilizers and pesticides in India. So such a knowledge base we had. So now with the development of green revolution or whatever these revolutions took place, now marketability of this product we need. We don't anyone. If you ask now, sir, if I start now that I'm giving a session on production of these things and all, so what is marketable in this? Nothing is marketable. So if instead of all these things, if I have a marketable product, so then I get a business opportunity and I make money out of it. So we are lagging behind. So there must be this is a social cause. People should feel that this is need of the hour and we need to spread the word of mouth, because it's freely knowledge. One thing, commerciality, organic product input preparation cannot be done on a commercial scale, in the sense to capitalize on the money basis. It's not taking a good speed. Second thing is, there are a lot many people who are working in this, and people are spreading the word of mouth. That's the only thing. And for your second question, how much the percentage of availability of the raw material? Sir, we started 10 years back on the spread of knowledge of organic farming. Initially, we tried to educate the farmers. People said, "Oh, it's very good, sir. It's very right, but we cannot do it." Then what we did is we prepared at our farm and started giving for an experimental purpose 5 liters, 10 liters. Try use it, and if you get the result, you can use it. Make it your home. Then they used it, they got the result, but they said, "Sir, we cannot make, we don't have that knowledge, and that particular day we don't remember and all." So for which now we bought it 2 books and their people are using. So now what we did is, no, spreading knowledge is not important, spreading the technology is not important. We need to provide some cost to them and make money out of it. So for which we come up with the 50,000 concept, where 50,000 can be invested on some barrels and all. So we looking into book, you make some input center at your village itself, and you start selling them at 10 rupees, 15 rupees. We sold Dashparani at 10 rupees. So 200 barrel, if you make once, it gives a profit of 2000 rupees. So we invested 1000 rupees on a barrel and nothing else, and we get 2000 rupees. So a barrel is for regular day, you can use it. So Jivamrita we sold at 15-20 rupees. The Gokrupamrita we are giving free of cost at the Panchi Goshala people asked for free. So now if such production centers are made at every village, then it can take a place, but percentage wise it's very less. Only organic sales outlets are there, but organic farmers are very few in number. So percentage wise it's very minute. We can't even quantify. That's what I can say.
Thank you, sir. Very nice.
Right. Next question from Dr. Rajesh.
Sir, good evening, Lakshmipati sir and Malinath sir. My question is, Malinath sir, it was very great presentation. Can you give me information where you get the book? How can I order a book?
Yes, sir. You can just contact on my mobile. I have a mobile number on the presentation. You can write it down if you want. 9535-935.
No, your number has been already shared, Mr. Malinath.
Yeah. So you just put a WhatsApp your address. WhatsApp me on that number,
Yes, sir.
and you can buy 100 rupees the cost, 40 rupees courier. We can send it by courier.
Okay, sir. And I'll contact you, sir, regarding about with WhatsApp, and I'll add your number and
Definitely, sir.
say hello to you, so that you can, I can give my address. Yeah. Thank you, sir, about the book. It was a very informative book. I hope the people get great information regarding organic farming.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Mr. Chetapat, ask the next question.
Thank you, Rishmapati sir. Thank you, Malinath sir. Have you written books in Kannada also, sir? Is it available in Kannada?
Yeah, Kannada. First it was done in Kannada, next it is English. Now second print of Kannada is also available. In the sense, first there were only 30. Now it is around 78 items we have.
Oh, books are available throughout in Karnataka, sir, or we need to order through you only?
No, sir. Now we don't have any outlet and all. We just they will contact me and I will be sending through courier.
Okay,
we are
sir,
not
we
done
will.
that marketing
Okay,
of
we'll get it through courier. We'll get it through courier.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Nice information. Thank you, Rishmapati.
Right. Okay, thank you. Mr. Malinath, Professor Rati wants to know whether you have used all these and what is the result.
Sir, there are a lot many people who used it, and we have used Jivamrita, Gokrupamrita, we have used Dashparani, we have used the fish oil, these things in our the nearby farms and in our field also. And many of those who have taken the book and used it now since 2 years the books was available. So people who have used it, they have given a result. And this is not my own findings and all. These are all compelled from different sources. And I have no authority or anything regarding this book. The content is entirely taken from some sources where traditional books and literatures. So they have used it and they have given a result, and based on that we have published it contents. But Jivamrita, everyone knows it. Gokrupamrita, if you can Google it out, many positive results are flowing in the media. Kanere Mata used it in Kolhapur, and there are a lot many people in Karnataka. We have around 20,000 plus farmers who are using Gokrupamrita. More than that, it is data we have. And apart from that, Dashparani we have used it many fields to control, manage pests and all. Fish tonic was commercially exploited by some person in Gulbarga. See, he read it, he used it, and then he started selling it 500 rupees the liter of this fish oil. He made it, say, imagine 200 rupees kg. 50 rupees jaggery, 250 rupees you get 5 kgs, and for 1 kg he sells at 500 rupees, so 1000 rupees he makes it. So 250 minus 1000 minus 250 is 750 is the profit. So even if take 100 rupees also another thing, manage in this bottle and all, it's 650. So these, when you see selling, people are buying and the repeat sales are happening, obviously there must be a result. And see, when we are asking, very with a positive note to the madam, Professor Rati sir, so what I feel is, see, when we are asking such things, we never asked for chemicals also, because there are a lot many chemicals which have been introduced in the market and banned again few years. So see, now today some chemical has come into market which saying that there is no ill effect. Down the line 10 years get banned. So then it get banned because there are ill effects of it. So who are responsible for this 10, whatever damage that is being caused for 10 years? This is one thing. Second question is, see, imagine that some chemicals get banned in the market, saying that after 2 years it get banned. So then now we were taking a decision to ban it. Obviously, looking into the damage caused by it, we are banning it. So why to wait for 2 years? So that the damage can happen another for 2 years? No, because there are a lot of things that we need to think of, that profit of the companies or stock that they have invested and all. So those things. So now with respect, there are a lot many people are using. If you get, there are many WhatsApp group, Facebook, this one, who are cultivating organic based on their knowledge and all. So now, as a scientific evidences like protocol kind of thing, we don't have any such things.
Thank you.
Got it, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions, please? Participants, please pose your question. Mr. Mohan wants to ask something. Yes, Mr. Mohan. Mr. Mohan, you have a question? You had put on your mic. Okay, no more questions?
So one more, there was question in this one message box. Like,
okay, Mr. Murali wants to ask something. Mr. Murali.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yes, Mr. Murali.
Sir, yes, Malinath sir, I'd heard all your information. So, is any website so you can see the information regarding like the website or in the online? No, in the website.
No, our own we don't have anything. Only thing for my documentation of my videos, I have my YouTube channel. Not to publish it at all, but just to keep my all videos in one place. I have my own this one on my name.
Okay.
So wherein my earlier videos on integrated farming or natural farming and all.
Yeah, actually,
but,
according to see, sir, very good. See, I am now working on my organic. Everything is from 3 years I'm working. So Panchamrita, Jivamrita, everything I'm doing. So Jivamrita, how many days once you have to means
20 days,
you okay?
20 days, sir.
Once in 20 days or continuously?
Once in 20 days. If for taking an example of Red Gram, today we sow it. After 20th day, we take first spray. After 42nd spray, the 63rd spray, 84th spray, and like that.
Not spray in the drip. We are using the drip.
Sorry, sir.
In the drip, sir.
Drip also same thing we use it. Same thing. Like only thing we see for 3-4 years we use it, and organic farming, when the humus, see, once the organic carbon content of the soil goes high, then there is no need to add anything of this further. Now soil is organic carbon content has come very low, for which we need to add all these things, Jivamrita, Panchagavya, whatever we are making. But down the line, once the soil goes to organic farming, we feel there is no need of any applications.
Yes, sir, very good. And now, according to the agriculture information, I'm using now predator insecticides in my farm. Already I started working. So using these pesticides, any predator insecticide will not damage, will not die. Means we should use, if you use chemicals, that predator insecticides thing will be dying.
Yes, sir. This is where we need to understand. See, even the honeybee, best example is honeybee. If you lose the honeybees, then so we need to remember, at least to ourselves, honeybee has to survive. Honeybee has to survive. We need to stop using this one, insecticide and pesticides.
So, sir, if any effective
some trap kind of thing also in organic farming. So if you keep buttermilk in some mud pot, in 5 mud pot in across the field in 1 acre of land, fill that pot with the buttermilk. So all your insects come and get dead in that buttermilk. In the sense, they come and fall in that buttermilk and get destroyed. So as you have pheromone traps, farming that we use it using the.
Yes, sir. I think this is what I think the agriculture information is doing a very good work. So I'm very happy. And sir, what's the effective fungicide for the powdery mildew in capsicum?
Sir, for powdery we used buttermilk, we used it, and even the whatever this earlier milk and pepper we used. That's also very
milk and pepper, sir. How many days you have to use, sir, for capsicum?
See, we used bitter buttermilk very quickly. Okay, within 2 days we got the result by this one. And
the buttermilk in the water. It clearly will mix the water.
Buttermilk in 10 liters of water.
10, how many, sir?
1 liter of buttermilk in 10 liters of water.
Okay, sir. It will effective work? Yes,
Very
sir.
good, sir.
Thank you very much, Malina sir. I will purchase this book and I will continue working.
Okay,
Thank
next
you.
question is from Mr. Praveen. May Mr. Praveen to ask the next question.
The presentation was really good, sir.
Thanks.
It was really informative.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your question? Okay, right. That was a compliment for Mr. Malinath. See, I want to read out one information, small information that has been posted in the chat window by Mr. AJ. He says,
Yes,
as
sir.
an alternative to jaggery, we have used overripe and rotten papaya and banana. It reduces cost of preparing Bijamritam and Jivamritam. Anything anybody wants to say on that? Mr.
Yes,
Malinath?
sir, definitely. Yes, sir. In Bijamrita, we don't use jaggery also. In Jivamrita, wherever you're using jaggery, see this banana or papaya kind of fruits can be used. Any non-citrus fruits, where they're like the citrus fruits, lemon and all cannot be used. But this banana can be used, papaya can be used. So rotten banana, rotten papaya can be used to make this one, jaggery, this Jivamrita.
Okay. Mr. Siddhappa to ask again.
Yes, sir. Will you suggest, sir, Malina sir, will you suggest some measures to control wilt in pepper, sir? Black pepper.
Pepper wilt, I need to understand, because pepper we don't see, but wilt in pepper wilt. It's a just for that. I am just asking for it. Is it a root borne or because wilt happens because of many 2-3 reasons, if I understand rightly. So if
it's a root borne, it's a root borne, sir, because it's highly rainfall.
Because we get wilt in the red gram also root borne. So buttermilk is very good. Even Dashparni we spray, that result we can see. Dashparni, the insecticide is there, that it becomes a pesticide also. So that if you take in a little higher quantity and drench it along the roots, you get very good result.
Even buttermilk also can be used, sir, for drenching purpose.
Sorry?
Can we use buttermilk also for drenching, sir?
Yeah, but this buttermilk is also good. Along with this, even Dashparni can also be made and used.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Malina. Thank you for this.
Buttermilk is a fine thing. You keep whatever buttermilk you get in the evening, start storing it in the 50 liters or 100 liters of barrel. If possible, make some aluminium foil put in that. Otherwise also okay. And even 1 year, 2-year-old buttermilk is also very good.
Okay, sir. We'll try. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions? Should I presume there are no more questions to ask? Okay, thank you, Mr. Malinath, for answering all those questions. We have now completed the round of questions. I'd like to thank Mr. Malinath MD on behalf of Agriculture Information for taking his time to speak with us with a very detailed and interesting presentation. I now request the organizer of the meeting, Mr. Rajini Jain, to please close the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lakshmipati. I like to thank the speaker, Mr. Malinath Hemadi, for taking the time to talk with us. I also like to thank all the participants for their time. The meeting will now be closed.
Thank you.
Thank you.